It's the RIOT Podcast. This is the Thursday, August 10th edition, and it's a special Thursday because Nikki's here with us live from Florida.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
Happy Thursday. It's much happier with Nikki.
Can your clapping be any delicate than that? Can we put some effort into it?
Nobody else was like doing like a woo thing.
Yeah.
Woos are better as a group than like a solo woo.
And there's not supposed to be clapping. You're not supposed to clap in a radio studio. What if somebody
You're allowed
else?
to clap?
People are recording across the hall. It would come through.
With the clapping? Not my. I yell the whole morning show. I yell in here the whole day.
It's gonna bleed through. Nikki.
All right. Well, then here's a woo.
Yeah.
In the podcast today, one of the things we talk about that I'm anxious to hear what you would think about. I don't know if you've seen the TikTok of the gal who says her mom paid her sister, as in this girl, her mom paid her sister $500 if she would go on 100 first dates before she decided to get married.
Oh, did they not like who she was maybe dating and they wanted her to date around?
That's what you think?
That's a good. We never even considered
probably.
that.
No, yeah. We thought that this would just be established before she ever started dating.
No, I bet you. Well, that could be true. That actually is a good point. But if I had to guess, I would assume she had feelings for someone and they thought he was not good enough or the right one.
Makes
and so
sense.
they said, okay, fine, but you got to date around first and decide after all these dates.
She had to really want that $500 then.
That's what I'm thinking. Like
If
that.
that was the scenario.
I don't think 500 is enough,
That's what I'm
honestly.
saying.
And don't you think the parents need to pay for the dates? Like she's not having to pay for anything, right?
Well, if she's going out on dates, she's
a woman.
Yeah.
So there's no way she's paying. Every guy.
So you think about it, she got $500 and 100 free meals. Yeah.
Yes.
It's actually not that bad when you think about it.
This is not a mean parent thing. It seems like this is actually a very good idea.
This is working out.
This is smart.
If my mom did this to me, then I would be out like I wouldn't even be worth it. I'd be down like $300.
Yeah. Well, you're down anyways, though. So
yeah, exactly.
Make some of your money back.
She'd be like, here's $500.
Your mom, just send this story to her and see what she takes from it.
Yeah, see what she thinks. Maybe she'll up the ante. I'd be like, but you gotta understand, Mom. These 100 dates, like I'm gonna be spending more than $5 on each date, so I'm gonna need more than $500.
It'd be a way different dynamic if a mom did this for her son than the daughter.
Yeah, it'd seem weird.
And the daughter.
Yeah. Also, Nikki, today, Isaiah, we should present her with the choice champions options and see which one she chooses.
Yeah, but we're not going to tell her whose is whose.
All right. Fair enough. One of us in choice champions, the topic was best things at the fair. One of us chose deep fried desserts.
Okay.
Now it actually escapes me. Deep fried desserts, the fair fries.
The other one wasn't you.
And what was the other thing?
Deep fried desserts, fair fries, and the animals.
The animals, right.
Was one of them.
That was one team.
Okay, that's one team. All right.
The other team is the vendors, not necessarily in order. The vendors, the destruction derby, and now I can't remember the other one of that either. People watching. People watching. Yeah.
People watching.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's a good one too. I think just going with the first one, because when we would always go to the fair, like for RadioU, you went for the food. It was always sad to see the animals because I assume it's known if the animal wins, like they're being sold to go away.
Well, you don't have to ruin it for everybody, Nikki. Some little kids on the way to the fair right now.
Yeah.
They don't come home. It's not a real winning situation. And I think like for the vendor stuff, I was always told to never go near them because the you know
scam you.
Are they scamming or are they felons? So, like, they would always have the roundup of all the felons who had
I love it.
Warrants out for them. So I'm going to go the first one.
Dang it.
That's me.
That was Isaiah.
Yay.
Deep fried desserts. I mean, you can't lean away from deep fried desserts.
Well, once he went with the food, he had the first pick. Once he went with the food direction, then it was tough for me to bounce back from that because it is hard to top getting the food at the fair. That's what you go for.
Yeah.
Because I went last night, and that's all I did. I just got food. It was so good.
A good podcast coming up today. Oh, I have one more question. This isn't in the podcast, but Nikki, if you had to make a statue of one person to put up, which person would it be?
Such a controversial question. I love this.
What a weird question, Hudson. Why is this a question?
Why did it come up? Because
like a famous person?
It could be anybody.
It could be anyone you want. It could be famous. Someone famous makes sense.
Could be someone you know. Kobe Bryant is getting a statue in front of the Lakers arena, and it will be unveiled next year. And so, who would you make a statue of? Living or dead?
Living or dead.
Be careful. You don't want to be a controversial figure here.
No,
you could get canceled really quickly.
I know.
Your statue would get torn right down.
Okay, I want a faceless statue in honor of all the people who can't get their own statue. So I'm going to go with a faceless
well done.
art installation version of it. That's the way around that.
That makes sense.
Who would you do, Isaiah?
Oh, I said I'd put one up of LeBron in Cleveland. That one makes sense.
An obvious choice.
I assume he already has one, doesn't he?
Not
or
yet.
Did it go away or come back? Okay, not yet.
If Kobe didn't have a statue until a year from now, then how is LeBron going to have a statue? I mean, LeBron's a great player too, but I mean, he's still in the league even. And so that I don't think he has one. For me, I'm thinking when you want to build a statue, what do you want? You want someone heroic, someone who gives of himself to help others.
Or herself.
Sure. And so the first person that comes to mind to me is, you want somebody who is completely spotless record, no controversy, has never committed a crime or done anything that could come back to bite them. And so all those things, myself.
You deserve that.
Okay, let's clap again for that. Good choice.
Yeah, I think
the problem is when you get a statue, that's when all the skeletons come out of the closet.
I know that's why you need somebody with a spotless record.
That's when everybody starts coming for you. Like, let's do a background check on this Hudson character.
Yeah,
does he deserve a statue? And that's when it all comes out.
I told you, faceless is the way to
go. Well, then we find out about all the bad things about the faceless people too.
True.
I should have given the crickets again.
All right.
Oh shoot! All righty.
Let's continue on with the podcast. Nikki, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome, everybody. Have a good day.
Catch you next time.
See you guys.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
It's now been over 3 years since Kobe Bryant, Los Angeles Lakers star, tragically passed away. It was a helicopter accident. It was very sad, obviously very unexpected. It took everyone by shock. And now we're finding out that the Los Angeles Lakers plan to finally getting around to they're going to honor Kobe Bryant with a statue outside of what they call the crypto arena, which is really Staples Center. Going to get a statue honoring Kobe Bryant and his daughter, Gigi.
Well, that's real sweet.
Isn't that exciting?
I feel like it was just a matter of time before this happened.
It was a matter of time. Overdue. Now here's, it's great news they're doing this. The bad news is the statue will not be unveiled until August 8th of next year. So we have a whole year now.
Well, you can't just put up a statue.
Why not?
It takes time.
Yeah, but they've had several years by this point.
Seems like they just got their money in line.
I just feel like when
they got all the permits from the city. You can't just toss up a statue willy-nilly.
I think you should be able to when it's for Kobe Bryant.
No.
When it's a legend like that.
See, Hudson, this is what happens. People put statues up of legends, and then a month later, people are like, you got to tear that thing down.
Yeah, but not when it's Kobe Bryant.
So they got to make sure they do all their checks and balances first. It's better to move slow on a statue than just toss one up.
Yeah.
You want to put it out here, let it settle for a year, let everybody talk about it, and then put it up.
Have a nice big emotional unveiling, and it's going to be a big moment there. August 8th of 2024 is when they will unveil it, which, of course, even just the date of when they're doing it pays homage to Kobe's numbers because he was 8 and 24 in his career.
Of 2024. Wow, that is 8/24/24.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
August 8th. So it'd be 8/8/24.
Okay, 8/8/24.
Yeah.
Got it.
But August 24th also would have made sense.
Either one.
As well. When I first saw this, I thought they meant August 24th, like a couple days from now. And I thought that would be appropriate. Why announce it? But either way, so that's going to be very exciting. It's also a big time because apparently Nike is now teasing some new Kobe Bryant shoes they're going to be working on as well. So if you're a sneakerhead, you got to keep your eyes out for those. If you're a real sneakerhead, you probably already knew that because you can't sleep when you're a sneakerhead.
Yeah, do you think so? So if you had to give anybody a statue, who is it?
That doesn't have one?
Yeah, that doesn't have one.
I don't know. I mean, just for the reasons you listed of why I could put up a statue and then it'd be torn down very quickly, I hesitate to answer.
Mine would probably be LeBron in Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
See that one?
He doesn't have one yet?
No, he doesn't have one yet.
Oh, I know who I put a statue up of.
Who would you put it up of?
Myself.
I knew you were going to say that.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
You're a bride-to-be. You're out with your girls. It's the day before the wedding. Couldn't be happy. Like, is there a happier time?
No.
Probably not. Not many in life. You're out with the gals, the wedding party the night before your big day. You're about to marry somebody you've been together with for 6 years. Everything seems so perfect. And then you get a text. You read it. You think it's probably just going to be some kind of well wishes, some congratulations. You're about to get married. But no. Instead, according to this story, according to this tale here, I have a woman who got a text the night before her wedding, a series of screenshots from a number she didn't recognize that seemed to implicate her fiance in a side job, if you will.
Another woman.
And they're pretty, the evidence is fairly clear here. This isn't, it's no gray area, we'll say. This guy, he was running around.
Done for.
Yeah, dead to rights. But this is the night before your wedding. You're about to get married. So what do you do?
This girl?
Yeah, what do you do? Wait till you hear what she did.
I would probably call my significant other. And be what the heck?
Have a conversation.
Explain yourself. And then when they try to explain themselves, then I would have to call off the wedding, obviously.
Yeah.
And let everyone know.
I guess that's what many people would do.
Yeah, it's the next day, obviously late notice, but at the same time, that's what you have to do.
Well, think about it, though. Think about how embarrassed. First of all, you still already spent all the money. I don't think they have you get a refund if your fiance cheated on you.
Yeah, but then he's paying for all that jazz.
You think you can just foist that all on him?
Yeah, that's how it works.
And think about how embarrassing. You can tell everybody he cheated on me. And I found out the night before, and they've all come to town. They're all excited, hyped up, and it's still going to be embarrassing for you.
Grammy's there.
So, yeah, that's right.
Your aunt and uncle from Florida are there.
It's
California. Everywhere.
So she did get these the night before. She had the night to sleep on it. And so she gets up the next morning, gets the gals together, and she says, listen here, I'm going to go ahead with the wedding as expected, and I'm going to out him in front of everybody.
Oh, boy. Now, that's one way to do it.
And that's exactly what she did. And so she read out the text messages that which is also a crazy thing to do in front of Grammy, because like I said, there's no gray area here. He knew what he was after. And so she read them out in front to his face. As they, instead of doing wedding vows, she got to that point and she's like, let me read here. Oh, this is what you said to Melissa. And apparently what's he going to do? What are you going to do at that point? Him and his best man walked out. I guess some of his family probably walked out. And then the bride got to go ahead and have the reception. Different kind of party, but still got to have the party and everything. And took control. I call that taking control. That's what I call that.
Dang, that's crazy. You know what would be really wild is if, he didn't actually do it or something.
I know. Well, you do have to question the timing. Somebody was sitting on these, or did they, because she got it from an anonymous number the night before the wedding. Were they sitting on them?
See, it's messed up because you
That's
think
bad timing.
Yeah, they should have came out with those. Whoever texted them to her should have came out with those weeks before.
Yeah.
Not the night before you're supposed to get married. What's she supposed to do about it then? It's
Exactly.
too late.
Yeah, she was put in a very difficult position. I think you know what? I think that's inspirational. I guess it's probably, hopefully, a situation that doesn't come up very often.
But also, if your fiance or your bride to be trusts some anonymous texts, to so much so that she'd embarrass you in front of the whole wedding, that means you guys didn't have a good relationship anyway.
She must
if she's
have
not
seen
willing to
some
call
signs.
you, if she's not willing to call you about an anonymous texter the night before your wedding, and she's willing to go up there and just read the text in front of everybody that may or may not be true, then that's crazy.
Yeah, or she already had some thoughts and then she knew. That was all she needed to confirm.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
It's Choice Champions, where we have a topic. Isaiah and I, we choose, each of us, 3 things from said topic, snake draft style, and then you get to decide which one of us chose a better combo, and also let us know which ones we missed. This week's topic is the fair. We're doing best things about the fair, and I will admit, Isaiah has an upper hand today because you were just at the fair last night.
Not only do I have an upper hand because I was at the fair last night, but I am the fair.
You are the fair, huh?
I grew up on the fair.
Yeah, you sure did. I mean, so did I. I went to the fair just about some kind of fair or another every year, pretty much. And I'll tell you that I have fond memories, so I'm excited here. But you have the first pick, so you've got a couple advantages working in your favor here as we choose the best things about the fair for Choice Champions.
So yeah, last night I went to the fair. I have a list of things here that I'm considering at number 1. But what I'm going to go with, because it was the highlight of my night last night, is the deep fried desserts. I'm going deep fried desserts at 1. I'm talking deep fried Oreos, deep fried Buckeyes, deep fried cookie dough. What else is there? There's the elephant ear, elephant toes, funnel cake, whatever you want it to be.
Some places just have straight up deep fried butter.
They do have deep fried butter. Any of that jazz. Anything that you can find at that deep fried dessert stand. Frozen chocolate banana on a stick. It's not deep fried, but it counts. It's at that same stand. That's that whole thing. All
right. That's a strong first choice, to be sure. Very strong first choice. For me, I have now the 2 and 3 pick. Number 2, this was my number 1 over anything food related. So I'm happy that I get it here, and that is people watching.
Dang it! That was the other one that I considered.
Yeah.
I wanted that one at the turn. That was my number 2. I was considering which one I was going to put at 1.
You can't go to the fair and not just enjoy the people watching. You see the outfits, you see the behavior, you see just the look of people. You didn't know people that looked like this existed. You go to the fair and they sure do, and they're having a good old time. The attire, I love seeing the attire of people at fairs. And so me and my wife have a thing. We have a code word. If we're out and about and we see something that, this is a person that you got to see this person because they look ridiculous, we say watermelon to each other. At the fair, we say watermelon when there isn't a person to look at.
True.
It's just, it's outstanding. I love it.
I have a good people watching story that I'll tell later on in the show at some point from last night that was hilarious.
All right. Yeah, I'm anxious to hear that. I guess I do have one more pick, though.
You do. Yeah, you can take it whenever you want.
I'm not going to go food related, I guess, because I just feel like you took food. So I don't think and it's the deep fried food, too. The other food's good, so I can't do that. So my next choice will be Destruction Derby. I love seeing cars get smashed up. Cars.
Oh, you're going the demo, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's cars, it doesn't matter what it is. Anything they're smashing up, I'm in for it. So that's my number 2 pick.
So are you, this is what I was going to say. Are you grouping in anything that has to do with crashing?
I think so. I think that's fair because different fairs do it, different things. But, we kind of got to be a little all-encompassing.
Yeah, I got you. Then I'm going to go with the animals at my next pick.
Dang it, that was my pick.
Obviously, I'm going to take that.
That was a good choice.
The animals.
I thought there was no way you would pick the animals. I
What are you
thought I was
talking
going to be able
about? I
to
used to
swoop in
bring
with
the
them.
animals. That was my thing.
I thought you'd be tired of them.
Last night I went through, like, when I was there, I went through every single barn.
Yeah, I do that every time.
I started with the piggies because that's what I used to bring. I went and hung out with the pigs for a while, and then we went through and we went to the dairy feeders, and then we went to the goats, and we saw everything. It was grand. I love the animals. They smell like crap. But I'll tell you, when you go through there, they're so darn goofy. The farm animals are hilarious.
Yeah.
It is so fun. All the kids are in there with, like, their pig or their cow. And I don't know. It's just such a fun part of the fair that I think's super
You just
underrated.
got to watch where you step.
The final thing that I'm going to go down with, so I've got the deep fried desserts.
Yeah.
I've got the animals, and I'm going to go ahead and just double down with food.
You
And
just
I'm gonna
take
go
it
with-
all food.
Well, I mean, I gave you had the opportunity to take food.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't take it. And last night, there was one thing all night that I wanted that I wasn't leaving without. It was deep fried desserts, and it was fair fries. I
the
wanted
fries
that
are great.
vinegar on there. I wanted that salt on there. You guys know the cup that I was holding as I was walking around. You can imagine in your mind. You know exactly what the fries look like. I'm going fair fries as my final. Yes, I put vinegar on them.
Of course you did. You better put vinegar on
Of course I did.
fries. I think you might have an advantage in this one. My last choice, because I guess now all the food is taken, so I'll just take the vendors.
What does that even mean?
Like the people that sell like all the trinkets and stuff. You get flags for your
Okay,
yard.
okay,
Yeah,
got it.
or like some really cool knives. There's always somebody selling
there
knives.
were some cool wood stumps last night that people
Wood
had
stu-
carved.
Oh, yeah, that's probably the
into
best
like
part.
gnomes.
Yeah, you're not getting that anywhere else.
You're going vendors. Just vendors.
All right, so real quick recap. You have...
Oh, I have deep fried desserts, fair fries, and the animals.
And I have people watching Destruction Derby and vendors. 8772 Radio U. Who had a better list of things at the fair? And what did we miss?
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Choice champions. Today's topic is the fair. Isaiah had the first pick. Best things about the fair. Your team is... You're supposed to list it.
Deep fried desserts, fair fries, and the animals.
And I went with people watching Destruction Derby and the vendors where you buy stuff carved into wood and flags for your yard and stuff and knives, things of that
Knickknacks
nature.
and whatnot.
Knickknacks, yeah.
It's like the antique store.
There's no better place to get knickknacks than the fair. The votes are coming in. Todd agrees with you. He says you nailed it. Justin says maybe it's just because I'm fat, but funnel cake is the winner no matter what.
Hey, if you leave the fair with the funnel cake, you were a winner.
That's right.
Made for a good night.
You left a happy guy. Susanna texted in. She says, I can't believe neither of you mentioned the 4-H sewing project fashion show or seeing all the now wilted decorated cakes. I'm with Isaiah for the animals.
Oh, another vote for me, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I wasn't, when I did 4-H back in the day, I didn't do the sewing project.
You didn't? That's surprising to me.
The fashion show. No, I didn't do that one.
I remember that room. I thought of it. The room with like the quilts
Yes.
at the fair. Nobody walked in there.
I walked in there because it might be the only one that has AC in it.
Yeah.
As you're doing the every fair has like a kind of a walk that you do. There's like a circle. At least at my fair, it's
Yeah.
just a
Yeah,
big
it's a big
circle.
loop,
It's a big loop, and so it was on the way. And once you get so hot, then you walk in there and you see all of the things they have in there because it might be the only building that has AC
It's
on the
quite
entire
possible.
campground.
Yeah, that's right.
We just had Billy get in. Vinegar on fries. Is that a regional thing? Do they get soggy? Question mark. It's like they get like a. They don't get soggy. It's like they don't get soggy. It's kind of hard to describe. They're kind of just wet.
Yeah.
They're kind of just wet fries, but they're good. It's not like a huge taste change. But it's just enough to mix it up.
Not
a
if
little.
it's me. I really glob it on.
Glob it on there.
Yeah, I
So
really
do I.
load up with the vinegar.
See, last night I loaded the vinegar up, and the person that I was with had never had vinegar on fries before, and she didn't even notice the difference. She's like, "Is it on you?" I'm like, "Yeah."
It does tend to kind of like you put the vinegar on the fries, and it slightly changes the flavor. What it really does is just sink to the bottom. Like it just at the end, you have a cup. If you because it's the fries in the bucket of the cup, and it's just vinegar all on the bottom. Is really what it is. But I don't think it's regional. I think that's like a I mean, in the UK, I know it's much bigger, I think. But I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's parts of the country that don't do that. I feel maybe it's regional to not do it.
So were there any things that you considered that you did not choose?
I thought about the rides because I know a lot of people be into that. I don't like the rides, overpriced, and don't excite me that much. And what else was on the list? There's one other thing, but it's must not be very good because it escapes me now.
See, some of the other things that I considered, one of them was, which I didn't know if I could steal this or not, because you picked, what?
Destruction Derby.
Destruction Derby. You picked Demo Derby.
Uh-huh.
And so I was going to pick like the motocross, like the dirt bike night. But I didn't know if that's only at my fair, or if everybody's fair had that. But that was like my favorite event.
I don't remember my fairs having that.
Oh, the dirt bike night was like the best night.
But I also considered the concerts. Oh, you're missing out. I also considered the concerts, but I never actually went to a concert. I just know that there was always, like, people get fired up. Beach Boys are coming to town or something like that.
Oh, there's always a country concert at the fair.
It's some oldies and some country, and some people really get into that. I've never been to a fair concert, but I know that it was a big deal.
Last night, the story that I was going to tell about people watching, I could have even used this as one of my picks, which is couples fighting. There's nothing better than seeing a couples fighting at the fair. We were sitting, because obviously when you leave the fair, it's like backed up. You can't like get out of there. You're sitting in the line for so long, and it starts pouring down rain last night.
Of course.
And this couple is pushing a stroller to the car. They're fighting before they even get there. And then I watched them. They could not get the stroller in the back of the trunk for a ridiculous amount of time. They were both like trying to fold it down, try to shove it in this little car, yelling at each other. So upset. I'm sure the kids were like in the back of the car crying, and it's pouring down rain. And I was just sitting in my truck like, this has to be the worst moment of these people's life.
Yeah,
like they are just regretting the fair right now.
Hey, I've been the couple fighting at the fair.
That's you?
I've been there. It's true, Slow. Somehow I won at Choice Champions. Against all odds.
Seems like I got the majority of the votes.
Yeah, but I'm the host, so I declare myself the winner.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
To get a load of this, in the United States, we just experienced something brand new. We've never done this before. We just hit a record. A record for credit card debt.
That's about the worst kind of debt you can have.
It's a pretty bad. Well, there's some good kinds of debt, right?
No, I'm not saying the
credit.
I
guess if you owe on a credit card, that's no good.
That's the worst kind of credit you can have.
Yeah, you don't want that. You do not
debt you
want
can
that.
have, yeah.
The United States, for the first time ever, the cumulative credit card debt for people here in the U.S. has hit $1 trillion.
That's not good.
That's unbelievable.
Pretty impressive, honestly.
I don't even know how to compute that. How many zeros is on a trillion?
That's at least, what, 9?
Yeah, at least.
9 zeros? That's a crazy amount of debt.
I don't even know how many zeros that is. Forget about how many. But is that 100 millions?
That means that.
Or 100 billions, I guess.
I'm seeing the number for like student loans.
Yeah.
Of how much that debt is.
Yeah.
And our credit card debt is almost as high as the student loan debt, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's a crazy that those are even close.
Yeah, and the student loan debt is going down.
It's going down.
Apparently,
yeah.
or
The student loan
recently.
debt is right around 1.57 trillion. But credit card debt being that high is crazy.
Yeah. I again, it's something that you see that number, it's shocking, unbelievable. What does it actually mean for you personally? I have no idea.
Well, it's person to person, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but it can't be good as a country to have a $1 trillion. If we've got $1 trillion of that debt and over $1 trillion of student loan debt as well, it doesn't feel very healthy.
And that means that if you don't have a high number of credit card debt and student loan debt, then you are just big balling right now.
Yeah.
You're feeling good about yourself.
That's right. You're a high rolling.
And if you have a lot of debt, if you got a lot of credit card debt, and you got a lot of student loan debt, maybe you shouldn't be as sad as you are.
That's
you're just
right.
like everybody else.
You're just like everybody else. But you're right, though. Taking on a bunch of credit card debt, not exactly the wisest thing to do. That's a sure way to just eventually be down bad.
You know, someone's driving to work right now and they're like, gosh darn it, guys.
Shut up, you guys.
I'm trying to just have a good morning.
And I'm
Quit
not even
reminding me.
And I'm the last person to be here probably giving you financial advice, but it does bring up an interesting question because I have a few stories on this. And so, Isaiah, maybe you should fire up the old Riot hotline.
877-2-RADIO-U.
And I want to know, what's the poorest thing you've ever done?
The poorest thing?
Yeah.
Ooh, I've done some poor things.
Yeah, I've done some pretty poor things. So let's not get too dark here. Let's not be like, I sold my child or whatever.
No.
Let's keep it fun, but the poorest thing you've ever done.
Yeah, like stealing.
Yeah, sure.
Is there anything more poor than doing that?
Yeah, 8772-RADIO-U, the poorest thing you've ever done. We'll see what people are saying.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Question is, what is the poorest thing you've ever done in a fun way, not like, something dark from your poorer times. 8772-RADIO-U. The reason we bring this up is because the United States now has reached $1 trillion in credit card debt among all Americans. Not good. Not too good. Some of the texts coming in. I've got Venus here. Venus says she had to cut her lawn with scissors.
Well, that's just silly.
That would take a long time. Yeah, but what are you supposed to do instead?
You just don't cut the lawn.
You couldn't get in trouble for that.
No, you wouldn't get in trouble for that.
Yeah,
Who's gonna come calling?
I don't know, your landlord, the neighbors. They're gonna report you. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta cut your lawn with scissors. Also here, Alex, I pretended to never be hungry in high school and just had coffee at lunch. And my dates were usually at a cafe with unlimited coffee refills.
Smart. That's just smart.
Yeah, do that when you're. I do that now.
You're going on dates nowadays?
No, I just mean. I pretend to never be hungry and only have coffee. It's helped me lose a lot of weight.
Truth.
Also, here's the one I thought of for me, and I probably got several of these if I rack my brain a little bit, but use an air mattress as your mattress.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that'll mess your back up.
That's a good one.
You got to do what you got to do. Sometimes cut back. Mattresses aren't cheap. What do you got over there?
I would say, this is something that everybody's done as a child. This isn't even like when you were a kid, you were just poor. Like everybody, whether you were poor or not, like your family was poor, you as a child was always poor. The kids don't have any money, so when you're between the ages of like 5 and like 13, no kid is walking around with a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so you know what everybody did? We all pushed the change return on like a million different vending machine things just to see if anything would pop out. Nothing ever did. And if it did, you got like a quarter. Or if you found change on the ground, that was always an exciting time.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes back to my fair days as well. I remember walking around the fair with my friends when I was like 10 years old, looking for like change on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I have $1.75. What food item can this get me?
Yeah.
Can this get me a small lemonade? Can this get me a small fry? It never could. Everything was like $6.
Yeah, even in those days.
But I remember just searching for change on the ground to see if I could just like scrap up enough money to get an ice cream at the fair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, been there.
Everybody did that.
Talking of that, this is much more savage. Max says when he was a airman in the Air Force, he had to scrape change together to buy just a gallon of milk.
That's tough.
What is the
I thought
Air
we
Force?
weren't doing sad.
No, that's difficult. That's sad to hear. How about Susanna, who texted in and said when she was in college, her splurge, her treat would be one vending machine coffee per quarter.
One vending machine coffee per quarter.
A vending machine coffee is never a treat. It shouldn't be. Per quarter.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. Well, it just inspires you to put those days behind you. You got to get out of credit card debt. We've got a lot of it here in the United States. It's time to start making responsible decisions, doing what you can. And I know that's difficult, but we got to turn it around. We can't be treating ourselves to vending machine coffee.
Yeah, that can't be the treat.
No.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Because I have a video here that's going viral on TikTok. A mom who said she would pay her daughter $500 if she went on 100 different first dates before deciding to get married.
That doesn't sound like a very good deal.
500 first dates.
That's $5 a date.
Yeah, $5 a day. 100 first dates, $500 if you do that before you choose somebody to settle down and get married to. And evidently, this gal went through with it. She hit 100 dates, and so now she's reaping the benefits. 500 big ones.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, you think that's not enough money?
I think that's way too many dates. 100 dates?
That's a lot.
100 dates is a lot of dates for you to go on.
Yeah,
it sounds
for
like
me,
way too much for me.
For me to go on 100 first dates, it would probably take me like 100 years.
I mean, what did you average? A date a year?
Yeah. You could only propose this to a woman. Your daughter. Your son, that'd be more difficult. $500, 100 dates. She did it. Now, does it change if I tell you that the gal that was posting about this, she says it's like it was hashtagged Utah things.
Oh, is
also,
that like a
Mormon?
That's like a Mormon thing?
I don't know if it's all Mormons. In fact, I'd be surprised, but it was this Mormon, evidently.
Maybe it's easier to go on a date if you're Mormon.
I don't know. I can't attest to that.
Because getting 100 dates is challenging. How old is this girl? Do we have an age?
I do not have an age. I do not. But to me, I'm thinking like, it's a risk. This is risky business too, as a mom, to offer your child 100, to tell her you need to go on 100 dates before you get married.
What if like the third dude's like a stud, you know?
Yeah. Or even 97, number 97. Although, I guess, think about like $500. It's a lot, especially when you're younger, but it's not like that much. It's not
$500.
$500 is not.
It's like nothing.
It's not worth more than the love of your life. So if you do meet the love of your life, your soulmate, your husband to be at date number 66, then I guess it's worth just leaving the $500 on the table, you know?
It's for sure worth it. I mean, what I think too is like this girl looks like she's probably like in her 20s. I'm trying to figure out her age. She looks like she's like 23.
Probably old enough to get married.
Yeah, exactly. She looks like she's like 23, 24. Even if let's say she's 24. 100 dates by 24 is so many dates.
That's a lot. And think about how awkward first dates are too. You go on 100. What percentage of the 100 dates are just going to be the worst?
Probably like 50%.
Yeah. As a woman, I'd imagine it's probably even higher
than that.
Yeah, than you even think.
Dang, that's tough.
Yeah, but she did it. Mission accomplished.
And she got $500 from her mom?
Yeah, now who's laughing?
Now she's ready to get married.
Finally.
That's how it works, I guess. If you go on 100 dates, then that 101st guy, he's who you're going to marry.
That's right.
That's what her mom thinks, I guess.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Footage here from inside the facilities, in the practice facility, and they have the highest tech urinals you can possibly imagine.
What do they have built into them? Like a TV or something?
Yeah, that would be cool. Actually, have you ever been to Buffalo Wild Wings that has that?
They have urinal TVs?
The TVs above the urinals. Yeah, you never seen that?
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah, I like that. So I don't have to miss a minute of the action. But no, these actually have, they have built into them hydration sensors so that when you go, you know if it apparently has a little light. If the light turns green, you're good to go. You're properly hydrated. If the light turns yellow, that means you got to go get some Gatorade, go get some water, get something in you because you need a little hydration. And if the light turns red, that's a problem, and you might need an IV from the training staff.
Interesting concept. It wouldn't be like the first thing that I would install into a urinal. It seems a little unnecessary.
Well, if you're playing football at the highest level, you're a professional athlete, I can see how that'd be important.
But it doesn't seem like it's something they just can't figure out on their own.
Yeah, I mean, I usually just check the color on my own, and
yeah, exactly. I mean, if it's dark, you're dehydrated.
Yeah.
If they want, I mean, I could just tell them for them.
Yeah, but what if you had like beets and then it's purple? Then what do you do?
I've never had that happen. Does that actually happen?
Yeah, it does happen.
It turns purple?
Uh-huh.
Shut up.
It does.
If you eat beets?
Try it out.
I'm not going to confirm or deny
I'm going to go
that.
back. Can we backtrack? What is the first thing you'd put in a urinal?
The first thing that I would put in there?
If you had to install something else.
Probably a Target.
A Target?
Some sort of gaming Target, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the store.
Oh.
And I didn't know how that would work.
No, like in the urinal, probably like a Target.
Oh, see, I usually aim for
that way I can make it a game.
I usually aim for the Bumblebee.
The Bumblebee?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what that is.
Some urinals have a little, it depends on the brand. If they're made by the brand with the bee, they have a Bumblebee inside.
Really? I've never seen that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, a Target's a good idea, though, because then you would know where to aim so that you wouldn't get splashback. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be the top invention for this for sure.
See, I think the hydration monitor just seems kind of pointless because, yet again, if it's clear, you're good to go.
You should be able to just
95% of the time.
Yeah, except for those times. Yeah, except for those times when you have the beats. So, but no, that's cool. I mean, at the highest levels, these are the lengths they're going to. This is what you have to subject yourself to if you're a professional football player. It's not all it's cracked up to be, is it?
I don't know. I feel like that's not that big of a deal.
Doesn't sound so cool now, does it?
Now it's going to come back. All of the Jaguars are on PEDs.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Didn't you say you were doing a karaoke tonight?
I might be, possibly.
Might do some karaoke.
If my friends are down to go, we might be going to a little karaoke night tonight.
I'm down.
Well, it's not that like you're more than welcome.
Uh-huh.
Just meet us there.
All right, where are we going?
Well, we haven't really decided yet.
Oh, okay.
The usual.
All right, let me know.
I'll keep you updated.
You training tonight when you go out karaokeing with me for Gimme the Mic. It is a new...
Gimme the Mic?
Gimme the Mic is a new singing competition on TikTok. Orchestrated, put on, and dealt with by TikTok itself. Auditions are open now. There's 3 stages. First, you got to go through the audition process, which you can enter now through August 16th. You got to submit a video of you singing for at least 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. That's not too long.
That's the audition process. Then from there on, selected contestants will be moved on to a semifinal round. And then finally, there'll be a U.S. and global grand finale. How will all that work? I'm not 100% sure on all of the details, but I mean, just go ahead, start singing and see what happens. But if you are the winner of the entire thing, you will win a grand prize of 500,000 diamonds.
Wait a minute.
500,000 diamonds.
What are...
With a capital D.
What are diamonds?
It's the reward prize for winning this singing competition on TikTok.
I'm not sure what what's a diamond? Like a diamond, 500,000 like little diamonds?
I don't know. That'd be pretty cool, right?
That wouldn't be bad.
TikTok hasn't specified. They have not actually specified what 500,000 diamonds even means. Is that?
So that means that we're going to have like gifting coins on TikTok.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking it means.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
Oh, that's not as much fun.
But still, what do you want? All you have to do is sing.
Yeah, I guess so. But I feel like if I won, then I would want more.
Yeah, I know you beat out every single person in the entire TikTok universe.
Yeah.
And you better get some actual cold hard cash to me. Maybe you can just sell your diamonds to somebody else on TikTok and then you'll have money.
Somebody who actually wants them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it says TikTok has been, oh my gosh. It says there's like 2.7 billion users.
Yeah.
So if you came in first, you deserve a little bit of cold hard cash.
The odds are stacked against you, I would say. But no, I think I should definitely do this.
You might as well. Anybody can sound good at singing for 30 seconds. Especially over a camera.
I don't know about anybody.
Some people.
A few
you could
people.
trick people into thinking you're good at singing for 30 seconds if you're even decent.
Which song should I sing?
Something good.
Well,
something you maybe should you go like unique route? Or maybe are you thinking maybe something really mainstream,
real popular? But then so many other people probably choose that too.
So probably something unique.
Yeah,
because they're gonna want like a little bit of different genres.
They can really
and whatnot.
showcase my vocal style too.
Oh
you
yeah.
know? So
you're thinking like maybe Acceptance?
That could work.
Release and Let Go?
I'll start practicing right now.
You just heard the worst of the worst. We'd give you the best of the best, but we'd have to find that. As soon as we do, you'll be the first to know.